Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how girls really want you to talk to them. So what's the important thing to know in this video is that the cliche and the song that goes, girls just want to have fun, is true. But the fun aspect, okay, is sort of banter, flirtation, being silly, being goofy, just having that sort of like kind of wild, sort of like funny energy, right? And that's basically what you want to adopt for yourself and start acting and behaving in that way and communicating with women in that way so they like you more, okay? But basically what you want to do is you want to get so good at this sort of like playful, charming, cocky communication that it's effortless. So when you meet a girl who you really like, you don't freeze basically, and not know what to do. So basically, what you want to do then is you want to learn how to speak this way to all the women you encounter. Okay, you want to learn how to behave this way with all women. So it doesn't matter if it's an old lady who you meet in a queue and you're talking to her, or an extremely beautiful woman who you have a high attraction for that you meet in a nightclub. Okay, so you want to get good at learning how to communicate in this way with every woman that you meet. Okay, because it's true that girls just want to have fun, and that is true for most of them. Okay, so it doesn't matter what age they are. Okay, and I sometimes see this all the time. I don't know if you've like observed a bunch of like old people talking to each other, especially if there's a man who's a bit of a, even though he's old, he's still a bit of a ladies' man, right? And they're all sort of like joking and having this sort of like playful humor and sort of smirking and stuff like this at each other, and and just got this sort of like flirtatious energy about them, even though nothing may be going on with them. They're old, they probably can't even climb into bed anymore, right? But they've still got this sort of like playful energy around each other. Okay, so how can you adopt this kind of energy then, so that you can start practicing this with every woman you encounter, so that when you meet a woman that you really like, it will just be effortless, and it will and that she'll become more attracted to you. You can get a phone number, and the flirtation will then escalate into something way more romantic, and you guys may end up in a relationship. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to sort of be not afraid, okay, of annoying her or being worried about annoying her, because the big problem that a lot of nice guys have is that they are too nice and they're being too careful with the words that they say so they don't piss her off. Okay, and when you behave like that and you're being reserved and you're worrying basically too much about what you're saying and you're stuck in your head, women can sense this. They can sense the unconfidence. They can sense that you're not sure of yourself, and it turns them off, even though they may have been attracted to you to begin with. But when they started talking to you, they got turned off because they realized that you weren't very confident and you were weak, and that made her go like, ew, like it just turned her stomach. Okay, so how can you show a woman then that you're not afraid of her? And one of the ways that you can do this is through playful banter, like teasing almost. Okay, well, yeah, it is teasing. Okay, so for the example that I use a lot, and it's an example that I use in my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, which you can go and read for free on my website. All you need to do is go to www.christinelovridge.com, go to the menu, click on the book, and it will take you right there. You don't need to sign up, you don't need to log in, you don't need anything. It will just take you straight to the PDF reader. Okay, so you can read it right away. So the example that I use in that book is when you're talking to a woman. Let's say, for example, she's telling you about her life and she says, oh yeah, so I really got my confidence from my mother, and she really taught me to be strong and all these kinds of things. But you notice that she's wearing like some shoes, and these shoes are bright red, and you could say to her, so you're really confident, right? But if you're that confident, then why are you wearing those? And she's like, what do you mean? And then she'll look at her feet, and she'll be like, oh, you don't like my shoes? And you're like, no, I'm just messing with you, right? So go on, tell me more about your mum. So she made you feel really confident growing up then, right? It's just show, and then you'll continue with the conversation. So it's about basically just giving her a gentle tease, bantering a little bit with her, and then basically saying that you're just being, you're just joking, you're just messing with her, you're just teasing her, you're just playing, okay? Because she might have thought that you're being really serious and that you really didn't like her shoes and that you were trying to offend her. But the fact that you're saying, I'm just messing with you, is just, it shows to her that you're actually just messing with her, okay? And then she might laugh and you guys can have a joke about that. And then she'll just continue talking about her life and whatever it is that you're already talking about. So it's just about showing her that you're not afraid. Because a lot of nice guys, what they will do is they won't do anything like that. They won't say anything that could be a bit polarizing or tease her or banter with her because they're just afraid of annoying her or saying the wrong thing because they're desperate and they're needy and they're insecure and they don't want to lose her, okay? So what you're doing by saying things, those kind of like little bantery, teasy things, what you're showing is you're not afraid. You're not afraid to say, to play, basically. You're not afraid to say something that may offend her. And it may be the case that you may be saying something like this to a woman and she does get offended. But even when you say, oh, I'm just messing with you, don't take it too seriously, I'm just messing with you. If she still takes it too seriously, then that's a woman who doesn't really know how to play, and perhaps she has low self-esteem for whatever reason. And it's probably a woman you don't really want to hang around that much because she can't take a joke. Yeah? So it's actually a good way to vet women as well on how well they can receive like bantering and jokes and stuff. Because if you're joking, but in your heart you're still, you're just messing with her, and they can tell that you're just playing and you're just messing, you don't actually mean it, you're not actually being serious. If they can tell that, then most women won't mind. They'll enjoy the banter. They'll enjoy maybe teasing you a bit as well, right, and pushing you and seeing how far they can push you, basically, as well. And it's just like a fun little game. But most women won't mind those things. But the women that are insecure, that can't take a joke, that are going to be offended at every little thing that you say, are not going to be able to stand anything like that, okay? So you've got to be careful in that kind of circumstance, okay? So, but you can play this game with like all women that you encounter, and basically the idea is that you just want to be friendly, you just want to be joking and bantering with basically everybody, and you can do this with guys as well, and you make a lot more guy friends too. You may not want to use that example, but and banter and tease like that, but obviously with your guy friends it might be a bit more vigorous, right? And a bit more aggressive in a way. And I know how that feels growing up with brothers, but it's about bringing that energy to it, okay? It's about bringing that energy to it when you're talking with women. But obviously, with women, you may need to be a little bit more softer in your approach and way more flirtatious, obviously, unless you're bisexual. So it's just about having that fun and that playfulness and not being afraid to say things that may annoy her, that may piss her off. But you're doing so in a loving way, and you're doing it because you're just teasing and you're just playing. And if you can do that, if you can get a grasp of that energy, like, because it may be the case that you may not be very good at that kind of thing, then I'm sure you must know people that are. So let's say in your work environment, let's say there's a guy that you know who's always joking and bantering with the women, always getting them to make them laugh, whether they're 17 or 70. And they just enjoy his company. And he's basically a ladies' man, and he just knows how to play and flirt with women and banter with them, even though he's not going to sleep with these women, even though, well, he may sleep with some of them, even though he won't sleep with all of these women, and he may not want to sleep with all these women. He knows how to communicate, he knows how to play, he knows how to keep things light-hearted and fun and enjoyable for everybody. And those women gravitate towards him and want to hang around him because he knows how to make them feel good. And that's what you need to do. That's the kind of essence that you want to bring to this. That's the kind of energy that you want to bring to this. So if you know a guy like that in your personal life, like, or in your professional life, then emulate him. Maybe even ask him. So how did you learn to get so good at communicating with women like this? Like, everyone, all the women here just love talking to you and love hanging out with you, love being around you. How did you get so good at that? And make friends with him if you're not friends with him, and and just sort of emulate how he is, okay? And see him as a role model, and that will really help and really benefit you. But that's the way that women and want to be talked to. They don't want to be they don't want to be in a situation with a guy who is just so careful with what he says, that he comes across so needy and insecure and unconfident. She wants to hang around a guy who is fun, who can make her laugh, who knows how to joke, who knows how to play, and isn't taking her or himself too seriously. So I suggest that you do the same. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovers.com. I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.